Hello, and thanks for joining us again here on another episode of Burgers and really just Bourbon, to be perfectly frank. I swear we will have a new name for that at some point. Once again, we are joined today by Daniel Weber of Goodman Weber, and he's going to run the show a little bit today because we've got a little bit of a special bottle that we're going to be tasting here. Very cool story, very cool bottle. So, Daniel, I'll let you go ahead and explain what we're drinking and how it came to be.
So 3 or 4 years ago, I entered the lottery with Sazerac and got the opportunity to purchase a barrel of 1792 full proof, which is what we're drinking today. Partnered with a local establishment, split the barrel with them. Went down there, picked it. My dad and I went with the owner of the store on a very cold morning. We tasted, I think, 5 different barrels. Went through a couple.
That must have been horrible.
Thieved it right out of the barrel. It was torture
Right.
on a Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Chose one that we liked the best, and we bought it. Ended up giving a lot of bottles away to clients as gifts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then a couple of bottles have found their way to this office over the years.
No.
And I know these gentlemen. I know Chris has tried this one.
I
and
have
likes
had
it.
this one before, yeah.
It was a great experience. If you never get a chance to go on a barrel pick, I do suggest you try it.
So how long ago did you do the barrel pick?
It was, I think, 3 years ago, maybe 4.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm down to my last 3 bottles, sadly.
I was going to ask how many were left. So this is one of the last 3?
It's one of the last 3. And we just
Okay.
opened it a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Are we even going to open the last one?
No, I'm going to keep one probably for posterity.
All right.
But
Yeah.
So the amount that's missing from that bottle is what you're seeing in these glasses. We haven't tasted it yet. Before we turned the cameras on, we were all sitting here smelling it, and it was, I mean,
The whole
3
room.
guys' knees were buckling, going, "Oh, that smells so good." So yeah, that's to me, and I just learned something from you this week. The nose on a full proof is different than it is, or a cask strength for that matter, is different than it is on a regular bourbon. So first of all, explain to us, because I didn't know this, the difference between a full proof and a cask strength.
So cask strength is a legally defined term. It means they've not added any water to it at all.
Okay.
Full proof is a term that Sazerac made up, and it represents the proof that the whiskey goes into the barrel at. So this, when we tasted it at 133 and change, and then at bottling they cut it to 125.
Because that's what it went in at.
It was
what it went in
125 when they put it in, so they cut it with water back down to the original one.
They cut it back to the original proof.
it's the same as cask strength other than that one little part, right?
They've added water to it.
Okay. Interesting. Ooh. All right.
It smells great in here.
Yes, it does. I mean, without holding it up your nose, this whole area smells fantastic right now.
It does, absolutely. Well, anything else to add?
No, other than, that getting a barrel from 1792 has gotten significantly harder. Last year, it was a lottery system, and there were over 80,000 people in the lottery.
Wow.
Now, this was just you and your dad that went on the...
And the store owner that we bought it with.
Okay. Because your dad was a former partner of yours.
No, my dad's a retired judge. It was.
Oh, it was? Okay.
I just took
thought
him
he
because
was
he liked it.
Oh, okay. I was thinking he was a partner of yours.
No.
Okay.
I just took him because he liked bourbon.
Well,
And as it turns out, Barton is closing to visitors later this year, so no one will ever go there again.
Really?
oh, wow. I didn't realize that. I hadn't heard that.
No, I didn't know that either. So we're going to have to talk off camera because apparently I need to get down to Barton and go on a tour.
Take a field trip.
Yeah, that sounds like an office field trip right there. For the record, something else we should probably talk about before this. We know this is 125 proof.
It is.
And because of that, Miss Producer has opted not to try this one because, as Eric came up with, we're going to have a shiver factor, and we know this one's going to go up to 11 for her. So she's opted out.
All right, let's go. There'd be a lot of shiver for her, for sure.
There's a burn there on the back.
Actually, I got the burn on the front, not as much on the back. It's all on the tip of the tongue.
See, I get all sweetness on the front.
Yeah. Oh no,
all caramel.
it's a sweet burn. It's all caramel. And I say that as a good thing. It's very caramelly flavored.
It is.
But I like that. What's the age on this? Do you know?
They don't officially say, but I believe that barrel was 8 years old.
8, okay.
We'll say, yeah, it doesn't say anything on here. Yeah, I'm like you, Chris. I feel it more on the front.
Yeah.
More so than on the back.
I got it. Just a little bit on the sides of the mouth, but most of it on the front. On the back, I mean, there's a little burn on the back. I would expect that out of something with this high proof.
I'm still tasting it on the gums, though, right now.
Yeah.
I've taken 2 sips of it.
It's all up on the front of my mouth, but I say that as a good thing. It's
Yeah.
very pleasant. The flavor's just, it's not complex. It's caramel, and it's a boatload of caramel, but it's so good.
I'm still getting caramel.
Yeah.
right
Oh
on
yeah.
the front.
Absolutely, I am too. Excuse me. Now we talked about it's getting me. We talked about this on the last podcast when we did the I.W. Harper Cabernet, which was very pleasant. We all liked it, surprisingly good, but it was light. And I asked the question, from cocktail point of view, would you put this in cocktails? And we all agreed we wouldn't because it didn't have enough oomph to cut through. This has got enough oomph to cut through anything. But I'll pose the same question. Would you put this in a cocktail? I know it would make a good one. Would you do it?
I wouldn't. I think the bourbon would overpower the cocktail. The
Okay.
opposite of the last one we did. I think this
It's
one,
too much.
It's too much bourbon for the
Interesting.
cocktail. For me.
I haven't thought about that, but you're probably right. If you put anything in this other than maybe a little bit of ice or water, it might be, you'd have to put too much of it in there and then it would be too sweet of a drink. Although I would be tempted to put this in a Manhattan, because a Manhattan is not an overly sweet drink. For those of you who don't know, that's basically a martini for bourbon. So I don't know that I would want to put this in anything because I wouldn't want to ruin it. So if I go to the store, let's assume that I can find a bottle of 1792 full proof. I wouldn't call this a unicorn, would you?
No.
But it's not easily found.
No, not anymore these
Right.
days.
So
I don't see it regularly.
No, you don't.
No.
If we could find one at a big box liquor store, for example, what kind of price would we expect to find on a regular full proof, not a barrel pick?
$50, $60.
Okay, so that's not an outrageous price. I'll tell you right now, at $50 or $60, I would buy 2 of these. And the reason I would buy 2 is because they probably wouldn't let me buy 3.
Well, I bought cases.
Okay, well, you were buying cases, which is the way to do it. I mean, this is just really, really good.
I'm still licking my lips. I can still.
Yeah.
I can still taste it.
Trying to let it sit on the back of my tongue a little bit longer, but the burn is all up on the tip of my tongue.
See, the third one wasn't nearly as
Yeah.
bad.
Ooh, that's good.
That's not the right word.
Yeah, bad's the wrong word.
Yeah, bad's the wrong word, but it's not as harsh, I guess.
Yeah.
Up front.
Now, I like I said, I held that one in my mouth a lot longer, and the burn is much more intense, but it's still very, very pleasant. I mean, that's enjoyable burn. Oh, that's good.
For the fact that it's 125, I mean, it goes down smooth.
Yeah, it
Isn't that really
does.
It's almost
smooth?
dangerous.
Yeah, dangerously smooth. There you go.
I mean, like I said, it's all in the front. I don't feel anything in the back.
There's no mid palate either.
Yeah. No.
No, you're right. There's nothing in the mid. It's front and back. Absolutely.
I don't know about the two of you, but I'm getting the warmth in the chest now from it.
I'm not. That cough was a legitimate cough that I'm trying to get over. But I usually don't get any in the chest on the high proof stuff. I just doesn't hit me that way. I am going to go ahead and put some ice in this just to see how it affects the flavor. Try to get 1 cube. There we go. Let's see what this one does. Daniel, you going to do it? Yeah, bring it on.
He was lamenting before we started whether or not he should put an ice cube in his bottle here.
Yeah. I mean, I know without trying this yet, I would not put this on the rocks. I would not put a huge ice sphere or cube or a bunch of ice cubes in this. I don't want to water this down too much because I think I'm going to lose some of what I like so much about it.
When I drink this one at home, I usually add a couple drops of water.
Okay.
Nothing more.
That cuts it quite a bit. That cuts the taste.
But you know what? I'm picking up some flavors that I didn't have before. I'm picking up a lot more vanilla than I was. The caramel is still big time. But I got no vanilla at all before I put the ice cube in it. Now there's quite a bit. And to the point that I would say if maybe just a couple drops of water to bring it out.
To me,
this is really good like this.
To me, the flavor has moved from the front of the tongue back a little bit.
It is more on the back now. I agree. Man, that's good. And it's still, to your all's point, it smells so good in this area right now. Wow.
Ms. Producer, can you smell it over there?
No, not yet.
She can't smell it all the way over there behind the camera, but wow, that's good.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Yeah, thank you very
Thanks for
much,
sharing it
Daniel.
with
That's outstanding right there.
The bottle's going home with me, though.
Not going to leave that one here?
Nope.
we can't get that on our wall.
You sure? Wow, that's good stuff, man. Thank you very much. That's all right. Let's rate this one now. On the last one, because you were the new guy, we said we'll let you rate last, but this was your bottle. Mm-hmm. So what would you rate this as?
To me, it's a solid 8 or 9. I mean, I bought half a barrel, so
Right.
I'm right there. I'm right there with you for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a really good pour. I liked it a little bit better without the cube, but it's a really good pour.
I'm going to go full 8 on this one, and I do like it a little bit better. To your point, it might be better with just a couple drops of water because I like the flavors that I'm getting now that I wasn't getting before. But I wouldn't want to water this down too much. It's too good as it is.
I'm still tasting it on my lips.
Oh yeah, my whole mouth is still going right now.
It's still sticking with me. Yeah. I still feel it a little bit. So
yeah, we were discussing about possibly recording one more episode of this today, and right now I'm rethinking that because I don't want to lose the flavor that I've got right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll just set this glass to the side since Daniel's taking the bottle home, and I'll have a little bit more of this
later in the
finished.
afternoon.
Yeah, yeah, that is a fantastic bourbon. I would, if you are a bourbon junkie, I would strongly recommend that you give this one a shot.
And all the store picks of this that I've ever had have been great.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Good stuff. Thank you very much, Daniel.
Absolutely.
Salute.
Give Daniel a call. Maybe if you become a client, you can get your hands on one of his last 2 bottles that he hasn't given
But
away.
you might want to become a client quick. There's only 2 bottles left.
Absolutely. Probably a pretty good client, too. Anything to add, gentlemen? Well, thanks for watching.
Oh, wow, that's good. Gosh. Oh, wow.
Thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're clicking that red button there to subscribe. Be the first to get any content when we launch it on our YouTube channel. Share with any friends or family that you think might enjoy anything that we're talking about today. And yeah, absolutely. Listen, subscribe, give us a rating, and give us a review. We appreciate you watching today.